Delinquent Yob or Disillusioned Youth?
Let's begin now.
It's hard for me to express, to impart a message, a lasting impression on you using sentence and text. You've got no personal reference to recognise the stress that's building and hurting my chest. We're taught to ignore and repress the methods the government employs through choice, which keep us in prison till death. Even if they preach we're privileged and the playing field's level, it's lies. We begin behind the rest. When they fire the starting shot, we still haven't stretched. From the very start, labels set us apart. Middle class, your advantage, you're laughing. Time to depart from the propaganda. The slander that claims all we're after is cash, a drug stash, and fine arses. Let me take you back. Maybe you can learn something from rap. 1992, Wood Green, North London. Bottom rung, single mum, 2 brothers, and child support in a weekly lump sum. Our mum had no time for fun. She worked when she could, pulling in funds to feed our hungry tums. In a birthplace that was rough? Yeah, our upbringing was quite tough. Let me set the scene. Wood Green, a high street alive with young mums and teens, Dixie's Chicken, Chinese, KFC, depressed street cleaners come rain or sleet, market selling green beans and drug dealers in jeans, homeless guys outside Morrison's hoping for 50p. There's Turkish off licenses offering alcohol. Shoppers come and go with a common goal to obtain some booze to drown. What else? Their sorrows, even if they'll regret it tomorrow. Girls are known as hoes, every boy your average Joe, none distinct from the next, all dressed in school clothes. They're drifting through an education system which doesn't fit them. A number, a face in a school picture. They can't even muster a whisper. A legitimate use of words that will be heard by the education officials without first agreeing to assign to the curriculum which keeps them in line. What am I trying to say? School isn't for us all. I've got a little story for you folks, so just listen close. My mate Terry was never a dead bad guy. He had ADHD, so at school he'd hardly try. His parents weren't concerned, they never asked why he was failing. No one from home was going to save him. His heart was growing hard, no love, and his head was a mess. He didn't try in school tests, convinced himself he weren't blessed. He found a fuck the world attitude, started carving knives into his desk. And he was always small, even more than me. Got bullied on his block, beaten up, so he felt the need to carry a piece. Eventually, he got caught by the police. Let it slip in school, so PC Michael, the school chief, took him to the police station. Tried to educate him. What's your name, mate? Bobby, would you please have a seat? This blade has no place in your backpack, gym bag, or strap behind your shin pads. You're in possession of a lethal weapon that can lead to a 6-month sentence in a juvenile centre of detention. And most offenders commit crimes in succession. Do you see what I'm saying? You don't seem to. If you focus and aren't complacent, you can leave school with some qualifications. Work hard and your teachers will be in amazement. Get your exam results back and find out you've aced them. Terry, make the classroom your safe haven. Just study hard, get back to basics. Because if you don't, you'll end up in juvie. You'll never make it to uni. You'll be surrounded by thugs, drugs and crime while you're serving your time. And when you come out to society, you'll just be a lout, a lost cause, incapable of positive thought. So you've got a choice right now, a chance to choose the right route so things might work out. You can take the knife, like other misguided, violent young men, or you can take the pen. It's up to you, whatever you want to do. Put the pen or the knife to one side. If you want to sit tight, that's fine. Otherwise, you can step back in line. Terry tried following the right advice, that's no lie. The intervention insisted he become independent. It instigated a rise in his attendance and, for a short time, inspired him to live a righteous life. But when exam results came, he hadn't made the grade. PC Michael's face had just shown too late. His parents wouldn't pay for him to retake. He took the blame. Mum and Dad gave him hate. He was a waste, a shame to the family name. So, shameful he became. He hated his parents' harsh words, but without money he couldn't move out and own his own turf. Wishing for a job wouldn't work, but please tell me, who wants a worker with no experience since birth and on his CV, under personal details, nothing but the word fail? Where's the worth? At home he was hardly being fed. If it had carried on, he might have ended up in a hearse. But when he started dealing in green, weed, life was no longer the worst. He was able to move out within weeks, have a bit of peace. His new best friend became the queen, if you see what I mean. All was good, it seemed. But Terry was depressed, stressed, few friends, shotting tens in his ends to strangers, left alone with little hope in his bedsit, wearing hand-me-down clothes from his dad's outdated wardrobe. So he started smoking his supply. For a brief respite from life. Bunning marijuana on his ones made life a bit of a blur. As well as that though, it fed his paranoia. He thought the feds were watching his place. At least for now he had his safe base. But I'm sure to you his mind was warped, because he didn't trust those that enforced the law. The weed wasn't the cause. He just always held that instinctive thought that government agencies, like the Met, could be corrupt, rotten, at their core. You see, police in the streets, being on the beat, is a tough job. If things get hectic, there isn't usually a chance to retreat. But seriously, stop and ask yourself, who polices the police? Terry hadn't felt the hand of police brutality, but being brought up in Wood Green, a stop and search had been a regular occurrence, even in his early teens. The same officers, time and again, felt the need to make him empty his pockets in the street so they could see the holes in the inside of his jeans. PC Michael was the only member of the force who had ever tried to teach him his own mind was a precious resource. That's something his parents and every other copper had never endorsed. So he grew to hate them. He knew it was a source of frustration for them to search him and find nothing, simply because they were bored without more important engagements. He had the upper hand by keeping quiet about his situation. When the riots occurred though, Terry made his feelings known. His hatred ruled his head, and what he said, his online threat, he came to regret. Setting up a Facebook page to incite others to riot and inspire violence meant he was a criminal who needed hard time to repent his harsh lines. His whole life he'd been mugged off, trod on, been wronged, but one public statement saying fuck the feds led to 2 years in a juvie bed. I don't condone it, but even a judge said he felt sympathy for Terry's status, an ADHD sufferer without support of friends, family or neighbours. In similar cases, 4 years was the sentence, not 2. Maybe that suggests he wasn't a monster, more misunderstood, a product of his hard upbringing and hood. And even if some claim it's the truth, he certainly wasn't a criminal from birth. For that, there's no proof. So I'll let you decide. Delinquent Yob or disillusioned youth? It's no coincidence my instincts insisted I'd need pride to get by and self-guidance to survive in a life surrounded by grief and violence. You see, if you're not guided by good morals, it's easy to find quarrels and quibble with individuals you should treat as kin. Attain an optimistic outlook and toss that mentality in the bin. Knowledge is power, and I never plan to stop learning. If you want to take one thing away, one statement that inside me is burning, so that all this has maybe been worth it, when ignorance dies, so will the power of lies. Don't let the media manipulate your mind. That's how I see it in my eyes. I'm not into corny stories though, so that's all, guys. If you want to meditate on it, that's fine.